Hey everybody, this is Pop's Reviews, and I'm back here with the squared circle. I'm gonna put on some matches here tonight, and I actually posted on the Delphi forums under the squared circle. I posted some of uh, my homebrew rules that I use for playing the squared circle, and I'm actually very happy with the changes that I've made to the game to help it for myself make it flow better and make it more of a realistic type matches. So I'm very happy with it. I want to show it off so people could get the idea of uh, the rules that I put up there. Like how would you play it out if you want to do it yourself, and so I want to, I'll explain things maybe as we go, or I'll just give you a few detailed things to look for maybe when I'm playing. So first off, again, in my last video, I said that I use the PowerPoint rankings here. So again, Hulk Hogan is 1,000 PowerPoints, and then it goes to Andre, and so on. So one of the first things I did was I used the PowerPoints and I put them into tiers. So uh, guys that are 800 to 1,000, so that would be Randy Savage. Speaking of Randy Savage, I also made a change to Randy Savage. So this Randy Savage to me is like kind of like he's like the heavyweight champ, uh, King Randy Savage kind of thing. But he's not like this Randy Savage to me wouldn't be like the Randy Savage that would take on Steamboat or like Tito Santana. So I changed his. I made a separate card for him at 740. So 740 puts him just under Piper, but he still would be the top Intercontinental Champion type guy, aside from like Ultimate Warrior, who's on the list and he's ahead of him anyways. So he's only really below DiBiase and Piper at 740. So I thought that was kind of fair for him. So that makes him able to take on Steamboat and Roberts and those kind of guys at the Intercontinental level. So I changed Randy Savage. I made two cards for him, and then so back to the tier system. So guys that are 800 to 1,000, I put that they get a +2 to their control rolls. So when we're rolling for control, all I use now are D6s. So the D6s, the control rolls, if you're 800 to 1,000, you'll get +2 to your dice roll. So if this is Hogan and they both rolled ones, and Hogan was the blue, well, he gets a +2, so now he's a 3 to a 1. So he would get the control. So that's what that means, the +2 to the D6s. So the 800 to 1,000s, they get a +2. The 600 to 799, they get a +1 to their dice roll. And then 599 to 250, they're even, so they don't add anything to the dice roll. And then guys that are 249 and under to like 100, they have a -1 to the dice roll. So, that one -1, I guess, kind of thing, right? But, if the guy's at 2, then he's at 1. The guys that are like the enhancement talent, the jobbers, right? They don't really have a lot of control, so they're a -1 to their control roll. And aside, that's kind of like the offense, the control roll. Then on defense, for guys that are 100 to 1,000, I also gave them something on defense called a finisher kickout. So you have a finisher kickout, and you also have a rope break roll, or not a roll, but just like um, something they could use in the match that allows them to have control or get out of a pin. So a finisher kickout. So guys that are 800 to 1,000 have a finisher kickout. So what does that mean? That means like when a finisher is used on them, usually something that's like a 2-star move, doing a lot of damage. Like Morocco would be his tombstone pile driver. So then they'd have an automatic pin. So someone like Hogan, Andre, the Warrior, they would able to automatically kick out of that. they would just say, okay, I'm using my finisher kick out. So they kick out of that, and then what happens is they get 3 moves on offense, because that's almost like them getting that surge of energy. So they get 3 moves in a row on offense to try and do something. So that's what a finisher kick out is. And then you have a rope break. So guys that are 800 to 1,000 also have a rope break. And what that is that if there is a pinfall or a submission, you could spend that rope break, and that automatically eliminates that pinfall for the count, or for the submission, and then you would just roll for control. So the finisher kick out is for finishers, and then you get 3 control rolls in a row after you use the finisher kick out, and that's on finishers. And then and again, that's like basically the two-star asterisk moves. Usually a finisher at the bottom of the guy's sheet. And then the rope break is for regular pinfalls, not the finishers, but regular pinfalls or submissions that happen on the chart, that you're able to say he made it to the rope, or he just kicked out, one of the, that type of thing. But I call it a rope break, like he struggled to the rope or he put his foot on the rope. So guys that are 800 to 1,000 have a finisher kick out and rope break. Guys that are 799 to 600 just have a rope break. Guys that are 599 to 250 have nothing. And guys that are 249 and under give you a finisher kick out. So they're like, they're pretty much giving you the match essentially, right? So if they happen to do a finisher on you, one of the enhancement guys, and it doesn't have to be like someone like Hogan. If they do it to, like, say, Morocco, and he doesn't have any finisher kickouts, like he doesn't, Morocco is a 605 point power points, so all he has is a rope break. But if he was fighting an enhancement guy, and that enhancement guy did a finisher on him, then he would be able to kick out of that. The enhancement guy gives him a finisher kick out. So that's kind of like the defense. That kind of these are kind of rules that I'm kind of using from TV Pro Wrestling too. I thought that game, some of the control type things in the game actually would work for this game, and it's been working great. I've been playing wonderful matches, and the offense and defense for the guys, it makes sense. It kind of makes them more of a simulation. So I did that. That was one of the main things, and so I added those, and then I added also stuff for like I put it on the Delphi. I'll post it on maybe in the description in some of the my own homebrew rules. But I also posted, like, for Hogan, he gets, like, to Hulk up after, like, he's 1,000 points. So if he gets taken down to 500 and under, then he gets to try and Hulk up. And then his Hulk up is from, like, 80 to 100 after he's been pinned. Only after he's been pinned, then, he gets a chance to roll the dice after he's been pinned. And if he rolls 80 to 100, here he rolls 81, then he would get the Hulk up. So that, to me, makes sense. That's like, watching the match and seeing Hogan, the guy tried to pin him, he kicked out, and now he's hulking up, and that's only after he's been whittled down to at 500 and then under. And then I did the same thing for the Warrior, and then, like, Macho Man. What I did for Macho Man, Macho Man, in this game, you have the out of the ring chart. So, it's kind of a generic chart, everyone could use. But Macho Man doesn't really have his signature. Like, when you think of Macho Man, if he throws someone out of the ring, what does he do? To me, he's already going up to that top rope. He's going to try and land that double axe handle to the floor on the guy. So that wasn't really represented in this game. So what I did was I gave him, certain percentages, right? So I think from like 1 to 49, if he rolls that, then he rolls on the wrestling chart. And then 50 to a 75 or something like that was he's able to do the double axe handle to the floor, and then he does damage, and he gets throws the guy back in the ring. And then the next one, I'll have it down in the description, guys, for you. So if you want to check out the exact wording from me or the Delphi forum, and then Macho Man on a certain percentage, he tries to jump off the top rope to the floor, but then the guy punches him in the stomach, so then he gets damaged and he gets thrown back in the ring. And then the final one is the ultimate, where he, does a double axe handle and the guy hits his throat on the rail, right? And then that does more damage than the original double axe handle. So there's little things like that. To me, give the game a little more flavor, a little more simulation into what the guys really do. And, again, the rope break, the finisher kickouts, they're kind of like a press your luck in a way, like two guys could have a rope break, but then it's like, when do you use the rope break, right, for that particular wrestler? So there's a bit of that press your luck type deal if you have a real good mid-card match with two guys that have that. Or, a guy like Hogan, if he gets, he takes a pile driver early in the match, does he use his finisher kickout, or does he take the pin and then you see what happens? Or, do you make him use that finisher kickout and then he goes on, after without it, So it's not like guaranteed that wrestler will like 100% win. There are just little things to give them, to make them more like themselves, right, in the match, and not just based on their PowerPoints alone, right? So I'm very happy, and I'm going to try and play out some matches here for you. I'm going to play out a few of the matches from the war to settle the score. So I'm going to try and, like I said, I'm very happy with the results of what I've been playing. So now I probably want to go back and probably play from like maybe 85 or so, and make my way up and see what kind of matches I could make and what kind of results will happen. So we're going to play the war to settle score. I have 4 matches. Hopefully it'll play for you guys here tonight. So we're going to start off here. A lot of these guys, this came on their own here. So we're going to start off with Salvatore Bellomo taking on the magnificent Don Morocco. Morocco noticeably without his manager, Mr. Fuji. He is on his own here tonight. And Bellomo, I'm going to play this as a full level. So Bellomo has 130. Morocco has 605 power points. So Bellomo he's going to give Morocco a finisher kickout. So if Bellomo does his high cross body, Morocco will be able to automatically kick out of that. He doesn't even have to make the roll for what that is. He'll automatically be able to kick out of it, and then after that, any other attempts, if Bellomo does get it, then he would have to kick out. And then Morocco also has a rope break. So Morocco is able to, if Bellomo is able to get another pin on him somehow or the other, then he'll be able to kick out of it, or get make it to the rope if it's a submission or a pinfall. I don't know if it'll even go to that far. Another thing I'm going to use is actual real time for the matches. So I'm using. I'm not going to use the actual clock that I have on the side here. 10-minute match will be a 10-minute match. It won't be the moves that are counted out. I'm using the actual time to navigate the match to see how long the match goes. So this will be a 10-minute match scheduled for one fall. So Don Morocco against Salvatore Bellomo. So Bellomo, he is going to give Morocco a finisher kickout, and Bellomo is a -1 because he's 130 points. So he is a -1 on his control rolls. Morocco is 605, so Morocco gets a +1 to his control roll, and he also gets the finisher kickout from Bellomo and a rope break because he's at over 600. So, and another thing is the wrestling raffle chart. So for me, like what I do with that is that if it's a decent match, then I'll make it a little more like if there's say 4 ties, 5 ties, then we could go to the wrestling raffle chart. For this particular match, because it's only going to be a 10-minute match, I'm going to say that there has to be like 10 ties for this to go to the wrestling raffle chart. It might not even go there, but we'll see. And, and then we'll see how far the guys go into PowerPoints and stuff like that. So here we go. If anything comes up, I will address it. But we're gonna start the match off here. Morocco is gonna be the red dice, Bolomo the blue. So here we go. So we start the match off, and Bolomo has a 5, Morocco has a 2. So Bolomo goes down 1, so he's a 4. Morocco goes up 1, he's a 3. So Bolomo does have control. So Bolomo takes control, throws a big right hand at Morocco, and a 5 for Bolomo is he grapples Morocco into the ropes. So that's doing 6 points of damage to Morocco. Morocco's at 599. All right. We roll, and now so Morocco has control. Morocco definitely has control. Morocco 72 for the magnificent one. He rams Bolomo's head into the turnbuckle. That's 20. I double the points. 21. So Bolomo gets his head rammed into the turnbuckle by the magnificent one. And again, noticeably absent in this contest is Mr. Fuji. Now here's again, Bolomo goes down 1, so he's at 2. And Morocco goes up 1, so he's at 2. So there's a tie. So I'll mark it off to the side that there was a tie with a dice or whatever. You just kind of keep track if you want to keep track, so you could get to the wrestling raffle chart if you want. So that's the first tie. But what I do is, if there is a tie and we're not going to the wrestling raffle chart, it'll go to the guy that had control for the last previous control. So that would be Morocco. So Morocco had previous control because it's a tie. And Morocco 52 lands a big solid punch to the head of Bolomo. That's 16. 22. Big right hand to the head of Salvatore Bolomo. And Morocco is in control. Morocco now with the advantage. Morocco 48. Lands another big right hand to the head. 16, 18. Big right hand to the side of the head of Sal Bolomo. And we're going to have some exciting matches here tonight, including the war to settle the score. And now it's Bolomo now with the offense. Bolomo with 100. Throws Morocco into the rope. High crossbody. But Morocco's going to use his finisher counter. And he gets out of that. So Morocco kicks out. So his finisher counter is gone. And now Morocco in control. And we got to roll anyways for Bolomo. He did damage 5 with that high cross body. And now here Morocco is in control. So sorry, we rolled the dice. Morocco 56. 56. He gets Bolomo down, drops the leg. 16. 22. So Bolomo in a lot of trouble here is Morocco. He came out, got a quick high cross body on Morocco, surprised him. Morocco was able to kick out. And now it is Morocco in control. Magnificent one, 61. Gets Bolomo up, big body slam, 34. You can see Bolomo holding his back after that one. Big body slam by Morocco. He looks pleased as he slammed him down hard. Morocco again in full control of this one. 60 for Morocco. Oh, lands a big clothesline to Salvatore Bolomo. That is 32. 36. Big clothesline by Morocco. And Bolomo is down and he is hurt. And Morocco does not get control. Bolomo getting up. He is struggling, but he got to his feet, and now he's landing some shots in the midsection and lands a big uppercut. 8-16, 20. Big uppercut by Salvatore Bellomo on Morocco has him stunned. And we can't wait to see that big main event. The Hulkster taking on the Hot Rod in the main event of the war to settle the score. 62. Morocco again with a big body slam on Salvatore Bellomo. That's for 31. Bellomo in a whole lot of trouble here, as he is down to minus 54. But now it is Bellomo, a 4, and Morocco's a 4, so Morocco had control with that slam. Morocco now 15, still in control. Throws a big knee to the midsection of Salvatore Bellomo. 8, 9. Salvatore Bellomo down to minus 63 as Morocco is in full control here. Morocco, but now it's Bellomo now, trying to fire back on the magnificent one. Lands a big right hand to the head. 16, 17. Big right hand. You see Morocco holding the side of his head. That's a big shot by Bellomo. But now it's the magnificent one in control. 68 for Morocco. Morocco sends Bellomo in for the ride as he throws him into the turnbuckle. 8, 16. 21. And Bellomo, he is exhausted. You can see he's at minus 84. And Morocco trying to finish off Salvatore Bellomo, but he is a veteran. And look at that, Bellomo throwing another big right hand at the magnificent one. 16, 21. Big shots by Salvatore Bellomo on Morocco as he's going upstairs, downstairs on the magnificent one. But the magnificent one puts an end to that. 64 for Morocco. Gets Bellomo into a swinging neck breaker. That's 32. 35. And Bellomo is in a lot of trouble. And Morocco, once you get a guy past negative 100, you could go for a pin. And that is a level A. That is a level A because he's past 100. And at level 5, so level or level 4, but we're going to say level 5 because he's way past 100. That just makes the pin a whole lot easier. So you need a 1, 2, and a 34. So count of 1, 86. Count of 2, 53. And a 34. And Bellomo just kicked out. Bellomo just kicked out. I don't know how he did that. He has taken some punishment. A 30. Needed a 34 just as the referee was coming down with a count of 3. He slid out the back door. But Morocco now in control. 42. Lands a big chop on Salvatore Bellomo. And Morocco with that big chop. That's 10, 12. Minus 131. And Morocco not looking to pin here. Well, we'll see. Does he have control? He does, but he wants to administer a little more punishment to Salvatore Bellomo. And a 2. And he's going to look to cheat here. He's going to the cheat chart. So we roll an 8 on the cheat chart. Your best ally hits ringside and pounds on your opponent while you distract the referee. They hit him with plus 50 damage, and you have 3 options. 1, attempt to pin your opponent, now at 30%. 71 and over. And on 2d10, chance 2, have the next 3 controls, or 3, you can take an automatic disqualification and only lose half the points for the loss. And more importantly, you keep your title unless your previous da-da-da. If no main or secondary tag partner, Booker decides the ally. So Salvatore Bellomo. Oh, Mr. Fuji does come down to the ringside area. Oh, he struck Bellomo with the cane. That's minus 50, or we double the points, so minus 100. Bellomo down to minus 231. And Morocco, he's going to look to go for a cover now. So he just needs to roll a A 71 or over. A 68, and again Bellomo kicks out. Unbelievable. Salvatore Bellomo kicking out. And look at Morocco's face. He cannot believe it. Morocco now with a 55. Sends Bellomo in for a ride. Big backdrop. 8-16. 22. Big backdrop. Bellomo down to minus 253. And Morocco, can he make the cover? Yes, he does. He's going for the cover after that big backdrop. Bellomo, I don't know how you got out of that. We're going to level 5. Count of 1. Count of 2. And a 34 for a count of 3. And he got him. Ding, 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 ding. The winner of this contest, the magnificent Don Morocco. So Don Morocco really giving it to Salvatore Bellomo, who put up a good fight. Hit Morocco with a high cross body and, had some shots in there on Morocco, but Morocco was just a little too big. And then the outside interference of Mr. Fuji. If you look back at the replay, come on, that's unnecessary. Mr. Fuji at ringside. And you see Morocco finish him off with a backdrop. And that is it. The winner of the opening contest, the magnificent Don Morocco. Okay, Atlas is in the ring, and here we go from Tampa, Florida, weighing at 252 pounds, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And this match is a 20-minute time limit. 20-minute time limit, so here we go. Now, Mr. USA, he was 290 points, so he is even. He doesn't have any other buffs other than he is just even with his rolls and doesn't have any other, doesn't have a rope break. Mr. Wonderful at 635, he does have a rope break and he does have a +1 to his dice roll. So Orndorff in the red and Tony Atlas, Mr. USA in the blue, and here we go. And it is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff with the advantage. Mr. Wonderful now lands a big kick to the midsection. That is 18-21 on Mr. USA Tony Atlas. And boy, oh boy, we're getting closer to that main event of Hulk Hogan taking on the Hot Scott Roddy Piper. But meanwhile, it's Orndorff with the advantage. And Orndorff with the advantage here now. And 8 for Orndorff. Got Mr. USA in an armbar. 2, 7. Got him in that armbar. And Mr. USA having problems right now against Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who is in control. But now it is Mr. USA Tony Atlas who gets control. 66 for Atlas. And a big headbutt. Big headbutt by Mr. USA Tony Atlas. 22. 24. Big headbutt sends Orndorff down on the mat. And Atlas trying to get some offense here on Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, but Orndorff gets control. 49 for Mr. Wonderful. He lands a big right hand. Sends Atlas back into the ropes. 18. 20. And Mr. Wonderful is in control. Mr. USA having his problems with Mr. Wonderful. Both these guys are just tremendous physiques here. And have a tie here. But it goes to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, 24. Lands an elbow to the back of the head. 8-16. 21. Big elbow to the back of the head of Atlas. And Orndorff is in control. Mr. Wonderful now. With 39. 39 lands a kick to the midsection of Mr. Wonderful. 18-19 of Mr. USA, sorry. Mr. USA taking a kick to the midsection from Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who is in control. And now it is Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, 54. He lands another big headbutt. 22. 26. Big headbutt sends Orndorff into the ropes as well. Orndorff now. Stunned from that headbutt of Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. And it is a tie, and Atlas at control. 98 for Atlas. Atlas slams him down. He's coming off the rope. Big splash. That's a 44. 47. And Orndorff is down to 538. Mr. USA, Tony Atlas with that big splash. And he is going for the cover. Orndorff, remember, only has a rope break for normal pins and submissions, but for finishers, he doesn't have a finisher kickout. So Mr. Atlas with a B, Mr. Wonderful at 538, he's still on level 0. So B, level 0, needs a 1, 17, and 86. Count of 1. Count of 2 and an 86. Oh, and Orndorff kicks out on the count of 2. Mr. Wonderful kicks out on the count of 2. And Atlas almost had him with the big splash. And Orndorff gets control. 62 for Mr. Wonderful. Lands a big right hand. 18. 24. 24 to Atlas. And he is down to 178. Mr. Wonderful at 538. But it is Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, who is gaining control. Mr. USA 44. He lands a big right hand of his own to Mr. Wonderful 8, 16, 17. That rocks Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And Orndorff, he is rocked. Mr. USA Tony Atlas now in control. Mr. USA with a 46. He comes off the rope and hits Orndorff with a big flying head scissors. Beautifully done by Mr. USA. 8. 10. And Orndorff down to 511 as he was stunned by that beautiful flying head scissors by Mr. USA Tony Atlas. And now it is Orndorff who is looking to take control back here. Orndorff landing some big right hands. That's 18. 22 to Mr. USA. He's down to 156. But Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, is looking to come back. 94. 94. He gets Orndorff up in a big press slam. Big press slam. He's got him high over his head and he's walking around in the ring. And he slams him down for 45 points. And Orndorff is down to 466. And Atlas is going for the cover. That is a B move. That is a B move. And Orndorff is at a level 1. B level 1. So he needs a 114 and a 75. Count of 1. Count of 2. Oh no, he did not. Orndorff got his foot on the rope as he rolled an 11. Needed a 14. So Orndorff got his foot on the rope. And now it is Orndorff who's looking to try and get this match back here. 78. He's landing some big right hands to Mr. USA. Sends him in the rope. Big clothesline. 36. 42. So Atlas has had a few pinning attempts here. And Orndorff is getting them down here, weakening Mr. USA. He's down to 114. Orndorff still has his rope break, but he doesn't have the finisher kick out. So he's having to take these finishers, press slam and a big splash, but he survived both the press slam and the big splash of Mr. USA. And now Orndorff, he rams Mr. USA's head in the mat. I don't know if that'll do any good. 23. Mr. USA has one of the harder heads here in the World Wrestling Federation. And now he's down to 91, but it seems to have done a little damage to Mr. USA. He looks a little stunned. And now Orndorff gets the tie. And a 67. 67 for Mr. Wonderful. Lands a right hand. 18. 24 damage to Mr. USA. He's down to 67. Orndorff still at 466. But it is Mr. USA, Tony Atlas now, looking to get back the advantage here. 33. He lands a big shot of his own. Big overhand right, 8-16. 18 to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He's down to 448. Mr. USA taking it too. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, but Orndorff gets the advantage. He has the +1. Orndorff now gets Atlas down. Snapmare. Oh, big knee drop. 12. 14. A big knee drop by Mr. Wonderful. Atlas down to 53. That was a devastating knee drop by Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. But it's now Mr. USA. Look at that. Mr. USA. He's going to get him up. Slams him down. He comes off the rope. Big splash. That's a 44. 48. Big splash. Orndorff down to 400. Mr. USA going for the cover here. He's going for the cover. Orndorff's at 400. So he is still at level 1. And the splash is a B move. So 114.75. Count of 1. Count of 2. He's a 75. And Orndorff kicks out of the count of 2. He has survived 2 big splashes and a press slam from Tony Atlas. Unbelievable. But Orndorff is resilient. He is fighting back. Mr. Wonderful lands a knee to the midsection. Stunning Mr. USA. Knee to the midsection. 4. That's 8. 11. So Mr. USA has brought everything but the kitchen sink to put away Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. But it is Mr. USA, Tony Atlas again, 35. Mr. USA lands a big right hand, 16. 20. And Orndorff is down to 380. And now Orndorff has reached level 2. But it is Mr. Wonderful who has control. Mr. Wonderful, 74. Sends Atlas into the ropes. Oh, big drop kick. He nailed him right in the kisser. 20. 26. Nailed Mr. USA as he came right off that rope and caught him right in the kisser. 16. Atlas down to 16. He is in a whole heap of trouble. And Mr. Wonderful gets to tie. That's their second tie. Needing 5 ties for this match. 74. Sends him in for the ropes again. Another big drop kick. That's another 24. Atlas now, he is in the negatives. -8. As Orndorff is wearing him down with these drop kicks. But now it is Mr. USA who is in control. 74 for Atlas. And now he throws Mr. Wonderful into the turnbuckle. 8-16. 18. Orndorff down to 362. Atlas at a -8. And Orndorff, they tie again. That's the third tie. That's the third tie. But it is Atlas who has control. He had the control last time. 22. 22 lands another big right hand. 8-16. 20. Big right hand from Mr. USA to Mr. Wonderful. And he's down to 342. Atlas doing a tremendous job here to try and last and survive in this matchup. But Orndorff has been taking it to him, and Orndorff sends him in for the ride again. Oh, another big drop kick. 20. 26. Atlas down to -34. Big drop. Orndorff working those drop kicks, getting them right in the mouth of Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. But Atlas somehow has come back. 94. And Atlas now gives him a big right hand. And he's got Orndorff up in a big press slam. He's got him up again for the second time in this match. And down to the mat. 40. 43. 43. Orndorff down to 299. 299. And now Atlas going over for the cover after that press slam. He is at level 2 at 299. He's at level 2. So Atlas, that is a B move. Needs a 114 and a 69. Count a 1. A 14, count a 2, and a 69. And he got him. He got him. Unbelievable. The winner of this contest, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, with a huge win over Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. After that big press slam, and look at Orndorff, he's kicking the ropes. And now he's going after Atlas. Come on. He's going after Atlas. He's choking Atlas now. He's brought him down to the mat. He's stomping on him. Now what's Orndorff going to do? He's going outside the ring. He's got a chair. Oh, he nailed Atlas in the back with a chair. Come on. Referees got to get involved here. As Mr. USA is being pounded with chairs by Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And the referees, we got some officials down here. What a poor sport. As Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, pressed Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and sent him crashing down to the mat. And Orndorff now leaving the ring with his hand raised in victory. He didn't win anything. And you can see Atlas, he is the winner, but he's looking more like the loser after that vicious attack by Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Wow. All right, and we have a tremendous third match here before our main event. Here, Cowboy Bob Orton taking on Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Ace Cowboy Bob Orton and Superfly Snuka, they are no strangers. And there's not love lost between these two guys here. Orton at a 540, Snuka at 565. Both these men are even for their control rolls, so there's no advantage on the control rolls. And both these men do not have any rope breaks because they are under the 600 point mark. So there is no extra advantages. It's just a straight up one-on-one between Orton and Snuka. We're going to see who is the better man here. This feud has been going on for a while here in the World Wrestling Federation. Let's see who settles the score. It's going to be Snuka in blue, Orton in red. And they lock up. And there's going to be seven ties to get to a wrestling raffle chart. So they lock up. No advantage here for either man because no one had the advantage. And now it is Superfly Jimmy Snuka who gets the advantage now. Starts off with a big right hand to the head. That's Snuka now. Snuka slams Orton down. He's going up to the top rope. He leaps. Let's make Superfly splash. That's an 80. 81. Big Superfly splash on Orton. And Orton is down from 540 to 459 after that big Superfly splash. Snuka starting the match off real quick. And Snuka is going for the cover. Remember, Orton has no finisher kickouts, no rope breaks or anything like that. So Snuka with a Superfly splash. Orton is still at level 0. So A level 0 needs a 1, 13, and an 84. Count a 1. Count a 2. Oh, and Orton kicked out. Orton kicked out of the Superfly splash. And Snuka can't believe it. He tried to start off quick here on Orton and surprise him. I'm surprised he got Orton right away. But Orton now is not in control. Snuka in full control of this match. Lands a big right hand to the head of Orton. Orton with that cast. 8, 16, 22. Orton in a whole lot of trouble already to start this match off as Snuka already came off the top rope with a Superfly splash and stunned Orton. And Orton is in a whole lot of trouble here. That's Snuka at an 80. Snuka now throws Orton into the turnbuckle. 16, 20. Orton in a whole lot of trouble here. And a 417. And again, it's the Superfly in control. Snuka now with a 40. Lands another big right hand to the head of Orton. 16. 22. Orton down to 395. Snuka still at 565. And now it is the Ace now looking to get control. Ace looking to slow things down here. 9. Lands a knee right into the breadbasket of Snuka. That's 8. 10. Orton landing a knee, trying to slow down the Superfly, Jimmy Snuka. And it's a tie, so Orton had control last time. 43, that's the second tie. 43 for Orton. Lands a big right hand to the head of Snuka. I don't know if that will do much damage. 8, 16, 21. Snuka also with a hard head, as you saw earlier from Tony Atlas. Snuka has one of the harder heads in the World Wrestling Federation. And another tie, that's the third tie. And we said we're going to go to 7 ties, but it's Orton in control. 17 for Orton. Lands an elbow. That's a 14. 16. Big elbow in the back ahead of Snuka, so he's starting to slow down the Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And holy cow, did Snuka get things going here. And right after this will be the World Heavyweight Championship match between Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper. 73. Snuka gets Orton up, big body slam. That's 30. 31. Big body slam by the Superfly. You can see Orton hold his back and he's begging off. He doesn't want any more. And Snuka in control. Snuka 41. Lands another big right hand. 8, 16. 21. And Orton is taking some punishment here. Down to 343. You always got to watch Orton. He's got that cast. He can use that at any time. And now it is the Cowboy. He was in control. 55 for Orton. He lands a big right hand of his own right between the eyes of Snuka. 16. 18. Right between the eyes. You can see Snuka's eyes going cross there for a second. As Orton precisely landed that shot. And Orton is in control. That's the 4th tie. Orton now with a 13. He lands a knee to the midsection of Snuka. 8. 11. And Snuka now is at 489. Orton at 343. And Orton now starting to get his offense going here. 90 for Orton. He's going to throw Jimmy Superfly Snuka out of the ring. He just threw the Superfly out of the ring. That's 24. 27. As he throws Snuka out of the ring. And it's Orton who is in control. And he's going to go out after Snuka outside the ring. A 4. Both wrestlers fight one another, exchanging punches on the outside as the referee counts. They each try to return in time, only to get pulled back outside the ring. Neither wrestler makes it in. And the referee has counted both men. 9, 10. He's counted both of them out of the ring. He's counted both wrestlers out. And look at it, they're both fighting back and forth on the outside. Look at the fans at Madison Square Garden. They're going nuts here. Snuka and Orton. Big headbutt by Snuka sends Orton back. And Orton is going back to the dressing room. He has had enough. And you can see Snuka going back in the ring. He wants more Orton. The winner, the official decision of this match is the referee has counted both men out of the ring. This match is a double countout. A double countout. Snuka and Orton in Madison Square Garden. And you can see the fans not liking that. You can see Snuka wanting more of Orton, but Orton is taken off. And that is getting us ready now for our main event between World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan taking on the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Alright, Piper and Hogan are both in the ring, and this is the war to settle the score between these two. And this is for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. And here we go. From Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 232 pounds, Rowdy Piper. Woo! Those are these fans at Madison Square Garden not liking Piper. And his opponent from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 302 pounds. He is the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, you listen to these fans as he tore the t-shirt and the fans were going nuts here at Madison Square Garden. This is the war to settle the score. Okay, so here's the special rules of this match. So Piper has 750. Hogan has 1,000, but because he's the heavyweight champ, you give the champ an extra 100 points, right? So Hogan is 1,100. Piper is 750. So Piper, for his stuff, he has, because he's over 600 points, he has a rope break. So if Hogan makes a normal cover or submission, he's able to use his rope break to get out of that for free. Piper also has a control roll of 1 added to his dice roll, but Hogan has a control roll of 2 to his dice roll because he's over 800 points. So Hogan nullifies that 1 by Piper, so Hogan actually has a +1 on the control rolls. Hogan also has a finisher kickout, so if Piper was to put the sleeper or bulldog on him, he's able to nullify that once at least. And then Hogan also has a rope break for any other pin attempt or any pin attempt or submission. He's able to get out of that once. And also Hogan is able to Hulk up. So anytime if he reaches 500 points and under, and there's a pin attempt on him, then he's able to roll for a Hulk up. If he rolls an 80 and above on the 2 10-sided dice, then he's hulked up. All right, so Hogan in the blue, Piper in the red, and here we go. And these two men, you can see them drawing at each other right in the center of the ring. And it's going to be the Hulkster now in control. He's throwing some big right hands at Piper. A 60, another big right hand. And the Hulkster comes off the rope. Big double axe handle right between the eyes of double axe handle. That's a 8, 9. From the Hulkster hitting Piper. And Piper goes down like a ton of bricks as the Hulkster hit him with that double axe handle. The Hulkster still in control. Hulkster with a 59. Lands. Sends Piper in for a ride. And a big backdrop. Piper goes up and over on a big backdrop. 16. 21. Big backdrop by the champ, and the fans are going nuts here. The war to settle the score here on MTV. But now it is Piper who has the control. Piper now 48. Lands a big right hand of his own. Looking to fire back. This could turn into a brawl real quick here. 18, 19. And the champ taking Piper's big right hand. And it is a tie. And this match will have 7 ties to get to the wrestling raffle chart. So Piper had the advantage on Hogan. 26. 26 on Piper. Lands another big right hand to the head of the Hulkster. That is 18. 22. And you hear these fans. Hogan! 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 This match is a 1-hour time limit. And we're going to see who is going to be the World Wrestling Federation champion after this. But it's the Hulkster who gets control. 42. Hogan lands on a big right hand. 18. 22. To Piper. Big right hand to Piper. And Hogan is in control. The Hulkster now. He's got Piper dazed here. He sends Piper in for the ride. He nails him with a big clothesline. 32. 33. Big clothesline, and down goes Piper to the mat. And Hogan now is going to go for a cover. Does Roddy want to use his rope break here? So this is where you'd make a decision. Do you use Piper's one and only rope break that he has here off Hogan's clothesline? He won. Hogan got the advantage. His clothesline is an E, so we're going to let it ride. We're going to see, because Piper has 668 health, so he is at level 0, and a E move here for Hogan's clothesline. E at level 0, so he needs a 9, 29, and a 95, and Piper kicks out at 1. So saved his rope break, and he kicked out at 1. So Piper Not ready to be pinned here. And the Hulkster still with the advantage. Hulkster with the 78. 78 cents. He's got Piper. Big punches now. Piper tries to swing. Hogan ducks under. Hogan's got him in a waistlock now. Back suplex. 34. 36. Big back suplex on Piper. And he is down to 629 here. This match started off a house of fire, but now it is Piper who gets the control. Piper with a 60. He's trying to turn this into a brawl. 18. 23 on the Hulkster. Big right hand to the head of Hogan. And Piper trying to turn this into a pure 6 brawl, but the Hulkster trying to settle them down in the Hulkster now. And it's Piper, big right hands. Sends Piper in for the ride. There's the big boot. Piper goes down the mat. Hogan goes off the rope. The big leg drop. The big leg drop. That's 104. And Piper is down to 525. And Piper doesn't have a finisher kickout, so Piper has to take this pin. Hogan's leg drop is an A move. Piper is down 525, so he's down to a level 1. A move level 1, so Hogan needs a 111 and 72. Count of 1. Count of 2. Needs a 72. And Piper kicked out of the leg drop. Unbelievable. Look at Hogan's face. He can't believe it that Piper kicked out of that leg drop. And this is a tie. Second tie of the match. But it is Hogan who has control. Hogan now with an 84. He's going to take Piper to the corner, rams his head into the turnbuckle. That's 24. Ramming Piper's head into the turnbuckle. He's at 501. Piper taking a huge amount of punishment here from the World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan. And Hogan now with a 95. And now Hogan now. Piper hits him with the right hand. Look at Hulkster's face. He's hulking up. The Hulkster's hulking up now. After that big shot from Piper, look at Piper backing up. He doesn't want any part of the Hulkster. A 98. Hogan with 3 punches. Sends Piper in for the right, the big boot. Big boot to the head. He's coming off the rope. Big leg drop. The big leg drop. He's going for a cover. They have a special pin here. That was 100. 204. Minus 204. Piper is down to 297. Just like that. And Hogan is going to go for the cover. The pin is a 1, 5, and a 10 after that big, huge leg drop. Count of 1. Count of 2. And a count of 3. Piper just kicked out. Piper just kicked. He rolled the shoulder. Oh, look at Hogan. He can't believe it. Piper just kicking out. The referee looked like he was coming down with that 3 count. Look at Hogan. He's telling the referee to count a little faster. He can't believe Piper kicked out of 2 leg drops. Unbelievable. And the match goes on. Hogan still in control. The Hulkster gets Piper up. Pulling Piper up by the hair. And Piper showing some resilience here as he has taken 2 leg drops from the world champion and lived to talk about it here. Unbelievable. The Hulkster still in control. 52. Hulkster lands another big right hand. 18. 19. Big Sunday haymakers to the hot rod. And he's down to 272. Unbelievable. The fans are on their feet here at Madison Square Garden. And Piper now with a 40 throws back a right hand. 18. 19. Hogan down to 1017. Piper is in a whole lot of trouble here. The Hulkster still in control. The Hulkster with an 84. Hulkster again takes Piper to the turnbuckle, rams his head into the turnbuckle once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. At 21. And Piper is down on the mat. He is seeing stars. He has taken a tremendous amount of punishment on the World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan. Hogan now with a 13. Lands an elbow to the back of the head of Piper. 12. 12. 17. Piper is taking a huge amount of punishment here. At Madison Square Garden, the fans are loving after all the things he's said and done here. And that is another tie. That's the third tie. We said 7 for a wrestling raffle chart. But Hogan has the advantage. Hogan with a 97. And Hulkster again. He's getting that eye of the tiger. He is hulking up. And Piper again is backing up. Piper again is backing up. And look at Piper. He doesn't want to be part of Hogan. 60. Hogan lands 3 punches. Throws Piper into the turnbuckle. Piper comes out of the turnbuckle. Big body slam. And Hogan hits him with the leg drop. Hogan hits him with the leg drop. And Piper is down to 82. Piper is down to 82. After Hogan just hit him with that big leg drop, and he's going for the cover again. Level A, as Piper is down to 82. And Hogan now is at level 4A, 1542. Count of 1. Count of 2. And Piper, 41. Again, Piper just snuck out the back door. That is 3 leg drops. He is taken from the World Heavyweight Champion. And look at Hogan. He cannot believe it. Piper. And look at Piper. He's taunting Hogan. Is that all you got? He's telling Hogan, is that all you got? After the 3 leg drops that he just took, Piper now at a 94. Double chop to the throat area at 8, 16. 17. Unbelievable. Piper is taking some punishment here. And it looks like Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff is making his way down to the ring. What's he doing here? Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff has come down to the ring. And Piper with the control. A 91 for Piper. Piper now. It's Hogan with a low blow. Come on. Referee is Orndorff. Had the referee distracted. Piper went down low. That's 20. 25. Unbelievable. Mr. Wonderful has no business out here. What is he doing out here in this world title match? And it's still Piper that has control. That is the 4th tie. But Piper has control. 8. Piper now with a big running knee lift on the Hulkster. 16. 18. Piper is still fighting for his life here. The World Wrestling Federation Championship is on the line. Piper fighting for his life here. But now the Hulkster is looking to regroup. The Hulkster now 46. Hogan now with a big right hand. 18. 23. Big right hand to Piper. He's down to 59. Piper is taking tremendous amounts of punishment here in this match. He has taken 3 leg drops and has lived to tell about it. 28. Piper now landing a big right hand of his own. 18. 19. Piper trying to turn this into a brawl. But has he taken too much punishment to keep it a brawl? That is the 5th tie here. 2 more and we go to the wrestling raffle chart. Piper with a 76 since he had the offense. Piper with some jackhammer punch flurry. 34. 38. Big rights and lefts from Piper to the head of Hogan. And Hogan goes down to 1 knee. After those shots from Piper, former Golden Gloves champion. And now Hogan gets the advantage, 73. Hogan now gets Piper up, then slams him to the mat, 30. 36. Piper is down to 23. But Piper now, he gets the advantage now. The rowdy one, 98. And he's got Hogan in a sleeper. He's got Hogan in a sleeper. That's 35. That's 70. 72. As he's got Hogan in a sleeper. 828. He's got Hogan in a sleeper. And Hogan now, does he use a finisher kickout for this sleeper? 828, he's at level 1. This is a B move. B move, level 1 would need a 114 and a 75. Can Piper put away Hogan in a sleeper? The fans are going nuts here. There's the Hulkster raising his arm. And Hogan now, look at, he's getting out of this. He's looking to get out of the sleeper as he backs Piper into the corner. So Hogan uses his finisher kickout. So he doesn't have a finisher kickout. But now it is Hogan who gets the advantage. Hogan with the advantage now, 22. Because he used his finisher kickout as well, he gets 3 moves. So forget that dice roll, he gets 3 moves. 19. That is 38, 40. Piper down to minus 17. Hogan again, he gets this is his second move. For that finisher kickout, you get 3 moves, 42. Lands a big right hand, 18. 21. Piper down to minus 38. As he had Hogan in that sleeper hold, and Hogan got out of it. 11. And Hogan lands an elbow. 12. Minus 17. Piper down to minus 55. Hogan didn't get the best of that. Well, he had Piper going there. And Piper in control. Piper with a 19. Piper lands a stomp. That's 18. 19 on the Hulkster. Hulkster down to 809. Piper down to minus 55. He is in a whole lot of trouble. Mr. Wonderful looking on with some concern for his friend in the ring. An 8 from Hogan. Lands a knee to the midsection. 8. 10. And Piper at minus 65. In a whole lot of trouble here. What a main event this has been. And Hogan in control now. 11 for Hogan. Hogan lands another big elbow as he slams him down. He's dropping elbows. 12. 16. Dropping those big elbows on Piper. Piper in a whole lot of trouble. The Hot Scott is in a whole lot of trouble here from the World Wrestling Federation champion. And again, Piper just throwing everything he's got into those punches. 18. 21. He's just winding up with all he has. As he is looking fatigued here against the World Wrestling Federation champ. Piper, though, still in control. An 88 from Piper. Piper with an eye rake. That's 8. 9. And Hogan walking around the ring after that eye rake from Piper. But now it's the Hulkster who is in control. The Hulkster with a 41. Throws back a right hand right ahead of Piper. 18. 23. Minus 104. So Piper is beyond, and he is beyond any kind of help. Mr. Wonderful cannot help him. He is negative 104. And Hogan in control. 80. For Hogan, he throws Piper into the turnbuckle. 16. 17. Throwing Piper into the turnbuckle. He is minus 121. Hogan could now go for a pinfall if he wants. But he wants to administer some punishment to Piper as he has control. He'll roll. 29. He lands a big right hand. 18. 25. Piper down to 146. And I know Hogan, if he has Piper in a compromised position, he should go for that pin. But Piper gets control. And Piper is throwing back. The big right hands. 18, 20. Piper throwing back some big right hands of his own here. You don't want to mess with Roddy Piper as well. They tied, but Piper had the advantage. That's the 6th tie. 65. Piper again with a big right hand. 18, 20. Hogan down to 739 here in this World Wrestling Federation title match. The gold is on line, and Hogan now gets control. Hogan at a 42. He lands a big right hand to Piper. Goes down 18. 24. Piper down a minus 170. Piper is exhausted. He is hurt. And Hogan goes for the cover. Hogan slams it down. Big leg drop. He's going for the cover. Piper. This is a level A. Level 5. Level A. Going for the pin. 1, 2, 34. Count of 1. Count of 2. And Piper just kicked out again. Unbelievable. The resiliency of Roddy Piper. The resiliency of Roddy Piper. Unbelievable. He kicked out, and again, did you see that? He stuck his middle finger at Hogan, and the fans are just booing the hot rod. Fans booing the hot rod here as he gets Hogan up. Getting Hogan up. And what's he going to do here? Piper in control. Piper to 75. And now he just slapped Hogan right in the face. And look at that. That looked like it woke Hogan up. 13. Just slapped him in the face like it is an insult. Is that all you got? Hogan is throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Roddy and hasn't been able to put it away. I don't know if you want to do that, Roddy. I don't know if you want to tempt the champ just like that. Hogan hammers with a big right hand. 18. 23. Piper is down to minus 193. Can Hogan take advantage? Hogan again picks him up, slams him down. He's going for the leg drop. He got it. That's the 4th or 5th leg drop in the match. And he's a 1, 2, and a 34. Count of 1. Count of 2. And a count of 3. That is it. Hulk Hogan has beaten a hot rod Roddy Piper. And Mr. Wonderful now jumping in the ring. He's jumping in the ring. And Piper and Orndorff now attacking the World Wrestling Federation champion. He has won the match. And now they're attacking Hulk Hogan. And what is this? What is this? Someone's leaped over the barrier. It's Mr. T. Mr. T. And now Piper and Orndorff are looking at Mr. T. Mr. T leaped over the barrier. I don't even know. You can't do that. He's a paid fan. And now they're attacking Mr. T. Orndorff and Piper attacking Mr. T. And Hogan now coming to the aid of Mr. T. And Piper and Orndorff take off. All right, there you have it. That is how I play the squared circle. I hope everything made sense when I was playing. As you can see, anything can happen still. Guys still get control. Piper kicking out of, 3 or 4 leg drops, 5 leg drops. And anything can happen with the control rolls, and I think giving the guys finisher kickout like Morocco in the earlier match against Salvatore Bellomo, that match there, that kind of helped them, I think, too. Because Salvatore could have probably got a victory on that, like a real upset victory. I know some people, they like to, have that stuff happen and then they can make a storyline out of it and have Salvatore maybe, have a rematch with Morocco, and that type of thing. So if you want to do it, that's great. If you want to have those kind of stories and, make your own things happen, that is totally up to you. It's totally your game. And, you do what you think is comfortable and what makes you happy playing your wrestling game. But for me, I really like the control factor rolls. And Piper in this match, Piper caught Hogan with a sleeper, and he was able to get out of it. He was able to, and then once you use a finisher kickout, you get control for 3 moves. And Hogan didn't even make the best out of those 3 moves. So nothing is guaranteed. The way the moves are set up in this game, the percentages, it's hard to really get off moves, kind of thing. Like it's because everything is kind of geared to the center of in the middle here for like punches and kicking and stuff like that. So the higher percentages are actually pretty hard. So you still are getting the same game pretty much, but just a little protection more for the bigger named and bigger point guys, right? So, and another thing, Piper had Hogan in a sleeper, and he didn't Hulk up after because he had his finisher kick out, so he did have the 3 moves after for using the finisher kick out. But if he didn't and he got out of it, he wouldn't be able to Hulk up because it's a submission move and not a pinfall, right? Because every time you really see Hogan hulking up, it was usually after a pinfall attempt, or if someone like clothesline him in a corner and you see him like he gets mad, he starts hulking up or something like that. But yeah, so to me that makes more sense. That makes it's more realistic to me. I could see it happening, and that's what's important for me. I'm very happy with um, the rule sets I've made for these guys, and it plays like I look forward to playing this now. Like I really do look more forward to playing than I did before, and I'm just happy. Like I'm very happy that St. Patrick like this game is a wonderful game. As much as I'm making changes for my own kind of version of the game. He still did the work. He still did all the move sets, and there's little extra things that extra written things to try and make them feel more flavorful. And the great thing about this game is it's kind of open ended. The way like they played too back in the day, like it was almost like kind of like a dungeon master kind of guy, a commissioner, saying this happens, that happens, or whatever, and so it kind of makes there's like a little more chaos and stuff like that, and but for this, I think because a lot of people probably play it a solo, you need more of a kind of like a guideline of rules and for it to be tight for people to really appreciate the game. I think so. So I've made it. So for me, I've made it that way. I'm very happy with this. Um, and like I said, anyone can really win to some degree. I mean, Piper possibly could beat Hogan on another time, right? If he gets the right dice and whatnot, or even if you have Roddy fight some guys and get his power points up a bit more. There's certain things you could do to make it even an offset, and some of the specialty matches, even I'm not even like changing those. I'm like the cage match. I think the only thing with the cage match that I was looking at that I would change is if a guy rolls on his chart like a finisher, or not a finisher, but like even like a pinning 1 star. If he gets control, then maybe he goes like for the exit type thing. Like he's trying to climb the cage or whatever. But um, that was probably the only thing I would change on that. But everything else I'd probably keep the same. Uh, but yeah, like if you have any questions, comments, the way I play, if you like it, dislike it, um, please let me know. Again, it might not be for everybody. Some guys are very happy with the original way of playing the game, so that's fine. Keep playing, keep enjoying your game as long as you're happy, as long as you're getting the right results you like. Keep playing it, keep doing it. That's all good. I'm not. This is in no way a knock to anybody who likes the original game or to St. Patrick and what he's made, but for me, for my playstyle, this is what I like. I needed a little more tightening of screws for some things, and I believe I've done that for my games. So, anyways, thank you guys for your support. Thank you. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, please feel free. I will try and answer them as best as I can. And I just thank you guys for your support. I think I'm over close to 360 subscribers. So thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I know sometimes I'm not always putting out the videos, but I try my best. So anyways, guys, hopefully I will see you in another video soon. This is the Squared Circle, St. Patrick, and this is the hardcover book again for the WWF. I showed the other core book that is needed to play, and please please support the other YouTube content creators out there. A lot of guys have made Squared Circle videos. Al Red Sox fan, solo promoter, Rob exclamation. So there are a lot of guys out there, a few other guys out there. Mr. Wrestling, Sports Flicks. I always have trouble remembering his second, what he names himself now. But those guys have done videos. Please check out their videos if you want different angles and view of this game. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching, and take care. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. God bless. Have a good one.